Welcome back, dear friends, to yet another lecture on the history of English language and literature. We have just discussed the Second World War, and in our class today, in our lecture today, we shall discuss the effects of the Second World War. After 60 years of war, nearly 60 million people were dead. Mostly they were civilians. Many cities were completely destroyed. Europe and USSR would force many of German prisoners to bonded labor, and many of them would die. The vanguard of European powers are exhausted and ruined by the war. The US and the USSR emerge as the global superpowers. Now we are concerned with the effect of the World War II on Britain. About 3,60,000 British citizens were killed during the war. Approximately 3,60,000. Great sections of London and other cities were destroyed by German bombs completely. The economy of Britain was shattered with a huge pile of debts. England realized that it was no more the global superpower. Russia and USA emerged as the two giants of the world. In the political scenario, the Labour Party won the elections in 1945. Now they were elected to power. The Labour Party was elected to power because they included many socialistic programs in their election manifesto, like full employment, social security, housing, nationalization of industry and public health services. They include a lot of things in their election manifesto. Now these promises won the hearts of the war-weary people. The Labour Party will win the elections, and Clement Attlee became the Prime Minister of Great Britain. The Labour Party was in power till 1956. Now during these 6 years, the party made Britain a welfare state. We will talk about the welfare state in our subsequent lecture. The social system was expanded to give social security to people, security from the cradle to the grave. The private business was brought under public control through nationalization. The nationalist industries include Bank of England, coal mines, the railways, the iron and steel industry, and the trucking industry. In India, a lot of privatization is taking place now. Now, after the war, a lot of nationalization took place in the Great Britain. The two major problems after the war were the housing and inflation. The houses were destroyed during the war and needed rebuilding urgently. The severe inflation was due to shortage of goods after the war. Now there was a general shortage of food in the world. The prices of meat, the prices of wheat and sugar were very high, and Britain continued the wartime rationing of food. Now after the Second World War, several colonies of British Empire began to increase their demand for independence. The colonies are demanding for independence, and we know India and Pakistan became independent in 1947. Ceylon and Burma would become independent in 1948. The Republic of Ireland became independent in 1949. South Africa in 1961. And since 1947, the word dominion was dropped. The word dominion was discarded, and the term Commonwealth was used to describe the British colonies. The end of the World War marked the beginning of Cold War. Now Cold War is the distress of the war between the Eastern Bloc and the Western Bloc. The Cold War was a period of geopolitical tension between the Soviet Union and the United States of America and their respective allies, the Eastern Bloc and the Western Bloc. After the Second World War, almost the entire world was engulfed by the Cold War. Britain also was involved. Britain was part of the Western Bloc. The phrase Iron Curtain, it was used by Winston Churchill to describe Soviet barriers against the West. So the Eastern Bloc led by USSR, Western Bloc led by USA. Now Cold War meant that there was no direct fighting between the countries. The conflict was based around the ideological and the geopolitical struggle for global influence by the two powers. USSR was single party Marxist Leninist state and US was a capitalist state. So it's a tension between capitalism and socialism. A self-proclaimed neutral bloc with the non-aligned men also was founded by Egypt, India, Indonesia and Yugoslavia, etc. So there is a Eastern Bloc, there is a Western Bloc, there is also a non-alignment front. Another post-war effect on England was social levelling. War was a great social leveler. What caused this levelling, this equalizing, was that during the war, different ranks of society had shared the same trenches and they had faced the same opponents. There was mass production of clothes and all wore the same clothes. All categories of people, all hierarchy of people wore the same clothes. The education system also paved for a classless society. The Oxford and Cambridge University were opened for the sons of workers, for the sons of miners after the war. The situation was conducive for the education of the poor, as the ruling party was the Labour Party. The upper classes were taxed heavily and there was the disintegration of class boundaries. The World War was a great leveler. The war also had a great effect on family life. The World War disrupted the family life of many and divorce became a very common factor. Now what were the effects of the Second World War on literature? The war had impacts on literature as well. Writers like Graham Greene and W.H. Auden continued to write after the World War. Other important post-war poets include George Orwell, Ernest Hemingway, William Golding, etc. Now during the 1950s, a group of writers expressed their dissatisfaction with traditional English politics, traditional English education and literature. Now these writers are known as the angry young men. So the angry young men who expressed dissatisfaction with all traditional politics, education and literature. These included the dramatist John Osborne and the novelist John Brayne. John Osborne was the product of the English Stage Company at the Royal Court Theatre. Look Back in Anger, that came out in 1956, is a play by Osborne that gave strongest boost to the concept of the angry young man. His other plays include Epitaph for George Dillon, that came in 1957, written in collaboration with Anthony Crichton, and Inadmissible Evidence, that came in 1946, etc. Sir C.P. Snow and Anthony Parr, they were the other writers whose works reflected changes in English society. Some of the American dramatists who became popular in England were Arthur Miller, Tennessee Williams and Eugene O'Neill. Now Arthur Miller, he lived from 1915 to 2005. Now Arthur Asher Miller was an American playwright and essayist in the 20th century American theatre. Among his most popular plays are All My Sons, Death of a Salesman, The Crucible and A View from the Bridge. He wrote several screenplays and was most noted for his work, The Misfits. Tennessee Williams was an American playwright, and along with his contemporaries Eugene O'Neill and Arthur Miller, he is considered among the three foremost playwrights of 20th century American drama. Now Eugene O'Neill, who lived from 1888 to 1953. Now Eugene Gladstone O'Neill, he was an American playwright and Nobel laureate in literature, and his poetically titled plays were among the first to introduce into US drama techniques of realism. Now television and cinema also became very popular after the war, as it was accessible to the upper and the lower strata of society alike. So television and cinema becomes very popular. The television helped to foster a common culture and put an end to the culture of the masses and the culture of the elite. The television. The cinema was a cheaper type of entertainment compared to other forms of entertainment, and BBC became the cultural spokesman of Britain. So my dear students, we have come to the end of this short lecture wherein we have discussed the effects of the Second World War. We said the effects of Second World War on Great Britain, how the Labour Party came into power, and all the social upliftment programs that this party would introduce. We talked about the different colonies of British Empire that would gain independence during this time. We also talked about the effect of the Second World War on literature. For your assignment, please make a short summary of the effect of the Second World War. The effect of the Second World War on Great Britain, the socio-political condition of Great Britain, as well as the effect of the Second World War on literature. Thank you for your patient listening. Have a joyful learning. Please stay safe at home. Thank you.